start on injuries, people like Harry Bunn, Ishmael Miller, Jonathan Hogg, how are those guys getting on?
Jonathan Hogg has trained for the first time with the group today, which is pleasing. He's done a lot of work with the fitness guys, and I think everyone knows Hoggy is a bit of a Duracell, so he's he looked fine today, so that's pleasing. Ishmael was trained today, and it's a shame really because he made such an impact against Sheffield Wednesday and really set us up for the game on Monday, but he took a knee in the back in the game, and the game just came 24 hours too early for him, so he was still quite stiff Monday morning, but the sort of Tuesday and Wednesday has allowed him to feel a bit easier about himself and train today, no worries. So that's good. Harry Bunn's on the way back now. He's now doing some football work, not with the group yet, but he's going to need a good week's training. So I would really envisage him being available for us for the Derby County game.
We saw Oscar Gobern play on Monday as well. What's your thoughts with the future of him? Is he in your plans for the rest of the season then going forward?
Well, he's in my plans right now, that's for certain, because I've had to call on players. I mean, my squad's relatively small. Missing Ishmael Miller, missing Harry Bunn, Jonathan Hogg on Monday. Basically, I had 17 sort of senior players, and then you're adding young Dwayne Holmes. So we are smaller, our squad. We know that. We don't have the options that maybe when I first came in. I'm looking at the squad. We had a number of players that were here, but you want them to contribute, and at times you can't. They can't all contribute. So you're leaving some senior players out. So you have to have a bit of a balance with it. Oscar has done very well for me. He came in against Watford. Obviously came in the other day. He's had some cameos at Middlesbrough, at Birmingham, and has looked good because he adds balance. He's got the left foot. He's got good stature. He's not afraid of a tackle. Can pass the ball. He's got good pedigree and good grounding from Southampton. And I understand it hasn't gone great for him here, but that's before I came. So I've looked at him and I've allowed him to go out on loan earlier on because he wanted to play and get some games. He came back and he's gone on with it. Now, moving forward, it's up for debate, and it's something we will discuss in the next up and coming weeks, like a few other players. So while he's here, I've always said it, while you're here and you're employed by Huddersfield, you're up for selection, and you do your best when you're out there, and obviously Oscar done that on Monday.
You mentioned about the injuries in the squad, mean it's quite small, quite stretched at points. Does that mean we might see any of the academy players be given a go in the last 5 games, or you just still wanted to pick your very best team to get as many points as you want?
Well, I think I have to initially. I think it's if you have to play them, and I've done that in 1 or 2 games, but I think at this critical time for us, and it was critical, not going to underplay it, it was a big moment for us this Easter period, because the previous games hadn't gone well, haven't gone to my liking or our fans' liking, and that's fine. I understand that. But we've come through it. We've supported one another. We've got around one another. I've had to get around them and remain positive. My skipper has led from the front. He really has. And I want to stress that because he knows what it's about. He knows what's required. And on one hand, you can say, yeah, you can put a young player in who maybe doesn't feel the pressure, but you've got to make it the right time when you put in a young player, that they go in and they feel that they can express themselves in the way they do in training or for the under-21s. So we have 2 away games, which are still vital. I still want to get as many points as we can. But we've got 2 good home games in Derby and Blackburn. And then we go to Blackpool, and we know their pitch isn't great, but I'm sure there'll be a time or a game or games coming up where I'll be able to maybe look at one or two of those players and see if they're ready. You know, I know it's very easy to say put them in, but if they're not ready, you don't put them in. You put them in when you feel they're ready and they're doing the right things. And of course, we pride ourselves on trying to bring players through. And ultimately, you know, we'll do that when the time's right.
Lastly from me, there's been a few sort of murmurs creeping around on social media this week that there may be some doubts lingering over your future. I just wondered if you wanted to put the record straight over that.
My future?
Yeah.
With regards to here?
Yeah. I was just as amazed as you are.
Yeah, well, listen, you know, I understand how social media is and how things can snowball. I'm Huddersfield Town manager. You know, I enjoy being Huddersfield Town manager. I've settled in the area, fine. So good people at this football club, and good staff. I understand when things aren't going great that people may make stories up. All they can do is ask me like you're doing, and I'll tell them exactly as I sit here now. I'm planning for next year. You know, with Dean, I'm planning to, you know, make us as strong as we can, make us better, trying to make us consistent, which is the big thing for us moving forward. But no, you know, I can't stop what people put on there. But I can sit here now and categorically say to you, you know, I've got pre-season more or less sewn up, you know, and I'm planning for next year and planning to make us a side that can get in that top half, which we haven't done. In the 3 seasons we've been in the Championship, you know, it hasn't been much change from previous seasons. First year, 58 points, but I think on the last day we were, was it 58 points we got? You know, we could have been down. Last year, 53 points. This year, yeah, I've always said it looks as if we're going to get between 50 and 60 points, and it looks that way again. So I'd like us to change. I want us to change that, but it will be hard. And actually, next year it'll be even tougher with, you know, all of a sudden the 3 sides that are going to come down and the way the parachute payments are going, and it looks as if Bristol City, possibly Preston, Sheffield United, 3 big sides, you know, are going to come up. So it's going to be harder for us, but we're planning to, you know, go again and go better than we did this season.